It's finally here. We are at the apex. We've reached the summit. AD2L Season 10 Grand Finals here. ASCHB versus Moribund Sports in a Grand Final Best of 3 series, my friend. I'm joined tonight by Bonsai as my co-caster and Latrodectus Dota on stats. How are you doing, sir? That good. Sounds great. Fantastic. Alright, so Ebola Spirit actually makes it through, as well as Tidehunter, the big watermelon taken early here. Very interesting. First pick, Faceless Void pairs very well with the Invoker. What do you think?
Looks good to me so far. I mean, they have good damage to throw in the Chrono already, which sometimes that just kills teams where they get the Void and then they have nothing to put into it.
10 seconds to go.
Yeah, I think that's probably the biggest benefit with taking the Void early on. You can plan around it if you'd like to, or just use it as a general setup for range players to make an impact with the supports and the Invoker. I think the combo just with those two alone is great, but Moribund realizing that the devastating combo with the Phoenix Egg definitely banned that out right away, so good ban.
Radiant's pick.
Spectre taken out right away too.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like both teams are just kind of banning out kind of annoying heroes to deal with.
Very smart. I'm still surprised to see the watermelon come out this early, but they obviously take huge pride in having that great initiation from the Tidehunter. And I think now it's just easier just to maybe forego the Blink Dagger and maybe get the mechanism up earlier, just for the team, make him tankier. And I mean, he's gonna be in the middle of the fight anyway, so it's nice to have that. And it's
5 seconds.
not too mana depraved, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, if you initiate on the Tidehunter, it's a pretty bad idea if he has mech, because there's almost no way you're bringing him down before he gets off the Ravage, and then his team comes in, backs him up, and you're losing 4 or 5.
Yeah, well, not to mention, I mean, he's gonna find his farm too, like especially with the addition of the Iron Talon, making it so he can definitely get access to that hard camp by the off lane. Not to mention stacking Ancients if no other hero can take advantage of it from Moribund. So he will find the farm. So the Mac not too difficult to pick up in lieu of the Blink Dagger first. So definitely, I love it too, especially if there's a silence coming out, just for that initial purge from the Greaves eventually later on in the game. Very, very nice to have. There's another hero we've been seeing quite a bit, especially in the playoffs, the Oracle, just having that sustain and that ultimate too, just trying to save the heroes. It's kind of like a really bitchin' shallow grave. Especially for like an Invoker, if you get one more spell off in a fight or what have you, if you can make it out, it's definitely very high impact. So.
Yeah, then the Lion.
We're gonna have a lot of lockdown here from Moribund, but it's mostly, I feel like it's gonna be kind of situational because the Lion's not gonna be able to do that until later. Tidehunter obviously be able to get his Ravage off, but Blink Dagger likely won't be in the first 15 minutes or so.
Yeah, I think they want to be able to kill the Faceless Void in the off lane, so if you want to do that, you're gonna have to disable him through all the damage and then not let him time lock it off.
Yeah, it's going to be harder, especially once he gets to level 7. If he chooses to max out the time walk, it's very, very difficult. It's a cooldown at 6 seconds. Like it won't be easy. But if they do decide to go with an aggressive tri-lane, I hope. Actually, we saw this draft yesterday in a JDL match. We saw the support duo, the Earth Spirit Lion, and they're very stagnant in the tri-lane. And once that tri-lane kind of falters or doesn't get enough accomplished, the other lanes suffer, especially with the mobility of the Earth Spirit and his ability just to impact fights and lanes from afar.
Yeah, if the Earth Spirit doesn't go and kill mid lane at least once, it's kind of a failed pick in my opinion a lot of the time.
Yeah.
He has to just create havoc in the game, make the other team like scared to farm. Don't let them walk up. Make them think, if I walk up here, I'm gonna get kicked and rolled on.
Well, especially the Invoker, who I'm assuming since the meta build is Quas Exhort, he's not the most mobile of heroes, so Earth Spirit will have a very easy time of at least pressuring at the absolute minimum. And hopefully delaying his item progression. So they will go with the Juggernaut for ASCHB. I'm okay with it. I think it's actually not too bad. I just feel like it might be, I don't know.
5 seconds.
It's just a consistent pick. I mean, it's really good in that you can do almost anything with it. He's good in a push trap because he has the heal, which is going to pair well with the Oracle. He's physical damage, which they didn't really have, because the Void's probably going to pick up like Blink Dagger and Vlad's. So you don't have a whole lot of physical coming out from him, but we've got a lot of damage coming out from the Invoker, but it's all magic. So once they get BKBs, it's kind of a problem. So the Jug's just kind of there to just chew through everyone while they have a BKB up.
Yeah, but the BKBs really aren't going to be an essential item other than the Clinks eventually, but he's not going to go for it anytime soon. And I'm assuming the last pick, the mid for Moribund, will probably look to get one, but not going to be too big of an issue, I think, for the Invoker, especially if he can get an edge up on the Tidehunter, depending on the positioning. So we shall see. I know Sven's been a very popular pick, and I think the added lockdown for ASCHB would be nice too. Especially the range stun and the Void Chrono would be nice as well. But Juggernaut's still a very good pick, like you said. Definitely need that physical damage, so definitely delivers that.
He's one of the few physical like melee cores that can actually do anything with Chrono. He can Omni Slash into the Chrono, and you can guarantee that you have no creeps around, so you get all the bounces off. So that's kind of nice.
And you can definitely build him up sooner, so he can fight earlier on. So it's not that big of a deal. If you want to go just forego the Battle Fury, even go Battle Fury right into S and Y quickly, just to get the early stats so you can fight quicker. Which I don't know, the Clinks kind of leads me to believe that they're definitely looking to fight early, but not too early though. It's not like they're going to be really aggressive. I think they're just trying to win their lanes. And I think the picks so far are definitely reflecting that.
Yeah, I like the Bane ban coming out from them too. That's a really good pick for countering aggression, and also it can just make your mid lane sad if they really want to. So it avoids the Earth Spirit plus one mid laner against the Bane Invoker mid lane.
I wonder what Moribund's going to pick up last for their mid. I mean, they definitely targeted. They took out the OD. ASCHB took out the OD, Queen of Pain, and the Zeus. So they definitely don't want to see that nuke damage and that mid game strength coming out from Moribund. But Lena's
yeah, I think they definitely need a core that can scale.
Yeah. Plenty of options here. ASCHB actually really low on time with their very last pick here, thinking it over very
seconds to go.
Very carefully, as this is game 1 of the finals, so every pick matters
5
here.
seconds.
Please don't random. Please don't random. Lich. Okay, so there's something else you can throw into the Chrono. So more of a defensive support, but also helps ensure that you succeed in your lanes, which I think they're already pretty safe. I think the picks are very good. The laning phase should be good for both teams. Just really comes down to execution here. I don't know, who you thinking here for mid for Moribund?
I'm not really sure. Like, Quap actually would have been really nice for them.
10 seconds to go.
You know, they definitely need something that scales.
I didn't mean to put you on the spot, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. No, it's
TA.
good. I just don't really know where they go here. Yeah, the TA's, there it is. There's the scaling.
Very much so. Well, they can definitely take advantage of being on the
jump in and annihilate Lich and Oracle.
Looks like we lost one.
That's not really a fun game for you when you have a TA that just jumps in, melds you, and then hits you one more time and you die.
Yeah, well, especially now with the Clinks being able to, not necessarily omnipresent, but he's going to be able to find you and he's going to get to you quick, so that's a lot of damage coming out, especially if a good Ravage comes off. That's pretty terrifying, honestly, because they can take down that Invoker fairly quickly. I'm assuming only one of them is going to go for a Desto, so that kind of frees up Clinks to go maybe an Orchid, perhaps, along with the Medallion, so
10 seconds to go.
Definitely going to need a Blink Dagger on at least 2 of these heroes, if not 3 or more.
5 seconds.
So mobility is definitely going to be key for Moribund here, and I think they need to win the laning phase somewhat convincingly too.
I think the TA actually could skip the Deso if the Clinks wanted to pick it up, because
I think Clinks would be better off with it, honestly.
We've seen the Yasha phase build come out a few times.
Yeah, I still think getting the Blink early would help out a lot, though. Especially with these supports who really aren't going to be able to do a whole lot. We shall see, my friend. Alright, just first impression, if you had to pick one right now, who are you going with? Just for this game, not for the whole series, just this game 1.
You know, if I had to pick one to play, I think I'd have to go with Moribund just because it seems a little bit easier to execute, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of pressure on this Faceless Void too, so I mean it's not live and die by the chrono, but it's pretty close. I mean they did pick at least 2 heroes that go with the chronosphere very well, so.
Yeah, I'm just not sure the kind of impact that he can really have in this game if he doesn't get a little bit of farm. It's going to be very chronosphere dependent, and if he doesn't get a good one, it's kind of a wasted offlane. Like they could have picked up the Darkseer instead, which, you know, it's a little bit more guaranteed impact.
Well, not only that, but having the illusions of the TA and the Clinks would be amazing. So, yeah, that's the issue too with the offlane Void. It's just, you know, he's going to get the levels, which is fantastic, but he needs something. I mean, you see so many starved Voids, and it's just, eesh, no bueno. I mean, it's one thing to get the Treads and Vlads, I mean, that's all great and dandy, but that's not going to help with chronosphere. You know, getting the Blink Dagger, getting eventually, hopefully, an Aghanim Scepter. I mean, there's plenty of items that you can definitely benefit from, and if you're relying that much on the initiation, it might be nice to have a little bit of farm. Oh, we're doing our shoutouts. You want to say hi to Mom?
No.
No. Not a fan?
No.
Wow, check out the Ember Spirit effigy, actually.
Which side? Radiant?
Yeah, Dire.
Or Dire?
God, I hate Reborn so much, dude. Seriously, everything's all messed up. Having some Discord issues, it looks like, so they're just trying to reconnect here.
Hey, we're doing fine with our Discord, so that's alright.
Yeah, for some reason my internet's actually deciding to be not a shitbag today, so I'm excited.
You know, I don't think that either of these teams really has a complete out draft though. Like we were talking about, there's just Moribund's a little bit easier to execute. They have really defined objectives. Every time they can go in and take the Roche with their dire advantage, and Clinks and TA are just gonna pop that Roche in 10 seconds, almost at any level of farm.
Well, and I'm sure they definitely thought of that prior to drafting. I mean, they definitely picked those heroes for a reason. I think that's definitely going to come back to reward them greatly. So, if we actually ever get into the game first, I mean, with baby steps, we have to actually get into the game first. The captain of Moribund, Curtis, actually taking the Earth Spirit, so I've seen some pretty fantastic ES plays out of him. So hopefully that continues to be a factor here. Because like you said, I mean, if he just sits there in the tri lane, I mean, they should be able to zone out the Void fairly easily here. Clink should have no issue with that. So.
Yeah, and it's one of those things with Earth Spirit where I think, you know how a lot of teams have been prioritizing him, but if you don't use him correctly, there's not a whole lot of point to first picking him. I mean, the game we did the other night where they tri-laned with him and he just didn't do anything, and it was just, it's kind of depressing to watch, and he's just sitting there. He's not ganking. He's not getting any disables. It's
we've seen this actually from ASCHB. They'll go for the level 1 smoke. They can get a couple aggressive wards down, and looks like they're not gonna be able to run into Moribund at all. They get their aggressive ward up on the high ground here in the mid lane. They're gonna go into the jungle, but there's nobody there. Actually,
they might get caught behind.
Yeah, but they'll pop the smoke though. But they're not gonna know, and Juggernaut's gonna go, and he's got Blade Fury ready, level 1. TA uses the refraction. She's just dead to rights. There's just not much you can do. Lion gets the stun off pretty late actually, but I'm pretty sure the TA would have went down either way. So very simple play, but I mean when it works out, it's so valuable. Getting this Invoker, a little bit of edge, guarantee at least one of the runes. First blood goes to the Oracle, so not terrible. You want some gold in your supports, right?
ASCHB coming out with the GLHF now.
And they're off.
You're allowed to meme a little bit. Actually, Tidehunter in a really awful position. No Blade Fury, no mana for it. Lion doing the best he can to stave him off.
Radiant on one side.
He actually eats the mango, and they're gonna try to go for this. They split the damage. They're attacking 2 different heroes. Actually, Lion will go down. Oracle getting the Tide very low. Doing a little ring around the rosy here. And Tidehunter's gonna go down as well. Oh my gosh, 3-0 start for ASCHB.
Earthspirit's
Not
going to try and catch the Oracle, but I don't think there's any real revenge he's going to be getting for this.
those right clicks. Well, he stopped the clarity at least.
And he didn't start Orb of Venom, so he's going to be walking away. And very interestingly, in that early gank, Earthspirit hadn't even skilled a spell yet. I think he might have been able to try and skill the... Oh, there he goes with the roll.
And they get the cold snap immediately, so it'll shove him off. He's actually taking a lot of damage with the Forge Spirit popping up too. One more auto attack. Oh, the uphill miss! And they're able to take out the Forge Spirit before he finishes the kill, but I mean, that's a support out of lane for Lord knows how long. A lot of pinging going on. They want the Sunstrike. And they're gonna miss on that. Okay, so they actually paired the Void with the Lich, which I think is a lot better off. I mean, the 1v1 I think not gonna be ideal for the Juggernaut obviously, but I think it's more imperative that your Void gets something out of that lane. The Oracle's gonna come back, but I mean, TA is actually very, very okay with this matchup, honestly. I know the start wasn't ideal, but it's not a terrible situation here, as long as you kind of keep her distance and not get too aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, she's actually pulled even in net worth with the Invoker, despite giving up that first blood.
Yeah, first blood, it's cool, but in all reality, it's not too big of a deal. I mean, you can snowball off it, but at this level, I think the teams are fairly competent and they can mitigate the damage done. Void actually doing fantastic, leading the CS charts right now, so this is why they wanted the Lich pick. Secure that off lane. And Tidehunter pick has the early Iron Talon. He's probably going to have to commit to that jungle pretty soon because he's having a lot of issue here. Wow. Blink's getting no love as well. There you go. There's the combo here. And he's got no boots. Juggernaut takes him down. So I think maybe it might be jungle time, unfortunately. Juggernaut already level 4 too.
Yeah, Earthspirit's just going up to the tri-lane to start pulling. He can't roll in on the Invoker, I don't think, very well because of just the minus armor. And Earthspirit's a strength hero, and he's got a decent health pool, but doesn't have much armor, and he just gets chewed through by the Forge Spirits.
Oh yeah, I mean, you saw, yeah, the Cold Snap Forge Spirit combo just ate right through him. If not for that uphill miss, he definitely would have died too. And yeah, I think pulling maybe just for experience too. And he gets the triple stack off, so that'll help a lot. Get the equilibrium back on their side. Void just going.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually going to get any experience out of these pulls, though. I mean, that triple stack's just going to annihilate creep waves. I think they're more interested in just limiting the farm of the Void.
He's going to need something, because he's still level 1 at 3.5 minutes in, and actually the Lich rotates in here, putting some pressure on the TA mid. Invoker not opting to get too aggressive here.
I mean, already Moribund's got a pretty serious level issue. Everyone on ASCHB is level 3 or higher. Invoker's just hit his 5, Jug's level 4, and
he's gonna be 5. And
there's only one level 4 on Moribund, and that's TA, and she's still 200 experience away, so that's almost the full creep wave.
Got Meld here, so gonna do some serious damage to this Lich, but Invoker rolls in, Refraction's down, and actually Oracle rolls in too. She's gonna Meld here, try to stay
They get
safe.
the Sentry down.
Sentry's down, and they'll get one more last hit here. Oracle already got a killing spree 4 minutes in here. 3-0-2 here, start for Finger Telescope.
Regeneration.
Not
I don't
ideal.
even know what this hero does and how he does it, but he's doing it pretty well.
There's some heals, there's some nukes. He sounds really like creepy.
Do you know for sure if Fortune's End purges off the refraction?
That I do not think so. I think it's a light purge. So, see, now they're starting to get aggressive up here with the Links, but I mean, Void's already got everything he wants. I mean, he's gonna have power.
Yeah, I mean, they're
another
looking
minute
for the retaliation, but I just don't know what they can do.
Yeah, Void's fine by himself now, so the Lich can go wherever he pleases. Bottom lane's doing just fine, so he can stay mid and make sure this TA gets absolutely nothing in the lane. Picks up the bottle just a little bit ago, but Smacktrix is just getting outplayed right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth saying that
Oracle,
Earthspirit's level 3. He's going to TP
bottom
bot.
lane, they're going to take out the the Tidehunter again.
And
Trying to get a counter kill here, but he's all by himself. Curtis,
And
he's
he
all
might
by his
just
lowest,
die.
and the heals here, yeah.
yeah,
There's
he's
the damage early. That Purifying or Fate's Edict. It's only level 1 too. Yeah,
I think he could have pulled that off, but he needed to make sure to get the kick on both the Jug and the Oracle.
Yeah, Oracle had pretty damn good positioning though. They made sure to separate. And I mean, what is he still level 2? Oh no, he's level 3 now, but still, it's just.
He's at the point where his stun is no longer crappy, and TA goes down again.
Yep,
Oh man.
Sunstrike will finish him off, and Smack Trick's just not having a good day. 0-3 start, 11-2 CS. And
The level problem's just getting worse.
Yeah, well, I mean, now they're spending so much time rotating and going in back and forth from well to lane. And the whole time ASCHB is just outmaneuvering and out-farming. So, I mean, you look at the last hit board, all the top 3 last hits, all on the side of ASCHB here. They're going to try to get a little bit of aggression here. They know the Invoker is very low on mana, but not even an issue.
I mean, Jug's level 7 at 6 minutes in, too. That's...
Well, and he's top of the CS board,
rough
so he's just going to be colossal.
I mean, the Oracle has not had to be in lane with him. There's not a whole lot of a kill threat from him. Everyone's too worried about defending the TA mid, or kind of defending the Clinks a little bit, but mostly they're just...
Clinks is just not getting
They're
enough.
trying to recover this TA.
Well, and the problem is committing the supports for that. I mean, they're just getting so starved for experience right now, too. Probably getting a little bit of pressure. They've spent so much time murdering heroes on Moribund, they really haven't had time to pressure the tower.
This Radiant Ward on the mid lane should have been seen. It went down about 11 seconds after Moribund placed it. Yep, there's Lion. He's going to get the D Ward. That's a pretty big deal. Now they're playing a little bit more in the dark. They don't know if supports are backing up the TA, so TA can play a little bit more aggressively and pretend like she is backup, but it's not really quite enough.
First Chronosphere here. They're going to use it on the Clinks to pop the Chain Frost. Everything comes out. Sunstrike as well. And able to finish him off, and this Earth Spear is actually in a really precarious situation. Rolls away. I mean, boy, he's already got Phase Boots, Orb of Venom, Iron Talon, BMS. He's living La Vida Loca right now.
Dire just couldn't save that bottom tower.
Earth Spirit's still here. Could possibly make a move. Lich has no mana left, but I have no interest, I guess. There's 2 supports. Have the Clinks TP back in.
The Tide's going to pick up a smoke. They're going to try and get something done with this Ravage.
Oh, the Rolling Boulder misses on the Lich. They're not going to be able to initiate here. He needs to sacrifice a
Yeah,
creep
he's going
if
to
he
kick him
wants.
back into his team.
Oh, Curtis. He will, but the Oracle's going to get another kill. 6-0 start here for the Oracle here. Yikes. Yeah, Clinks is just not going to be able to keep up at this rate, not by any means. The TA is just struggling just to finish off regular boots or anything at this rate. And Midas already picked up on the Invoker. Sweatpants
Yeah,
is
and
having
it's
a field
10-0
day.
on the kill score. Moribund just doesn't have any recourse for this.
Juggernaut popped the Omni Slash, takes down the Tidehunter actually. Yet again, who's also having a hell of a time. 0-4 start. This is not looking good. I mean, I'm not trying to point out the obvious here, but 11-0 is obviously not the position you want to be, and it's not even 9 minutes in.
In addition to having the Midas, the Invoker also has a Null Talisman and a Ring of Basilius to go with that, so it's not just naked Midas. Oh, they're going to try and go on him, and no, they're just going to lose the Lion.
I mean, he had half HP, and in literally less than a second, he's just evaporated. Oracle spending all this gold on. Yeah, this Invoker.
You know, to get back in this game, I think what Moribund needs to do is they need to start rotating the Clinks a little bit more. They need to make sure they have the use that physical damage. Maybe try and pick off the Juggernaut with maybe a 4-man smoke. Leave the TA mid, take the Earth Spirit, the Lion, and the Clinks with the Tide, and try and go on
everything. Lich unable to get his ultimate off, so they might not actually get this kill. Sunstrike does connect, but not enough damage to take him out. So a little awkward.
There's dust, and it misses.
Oh
man.
Oracle went for the
Good
play.
positioning from the Clinks walking away at the very, very high point. He wanted to make sure that nobody walked in from the bottom to try and pick him off.
Okay, so we might see our first Ravage.
They're gonna go on mid?
Yeah, they're gonna have to use the Ravage. They're gonna guarantee this kill. This is really gonna help everyone out. They have to commit a bunch for it, but definitely worth it. They get the first kill.
I mean, that's fine. That's a solo Ravage. Get yourself on the board, get a little bit of caught up. Let's see how much gold that gives. That was 500 gold for the Tidehunter.
Yeah. And they got a lot of TP rotation in here. So,
Earth Spirit picked up
Oh, he
389
missed the
gold
rolling
from that
boulder again. Another great Earth Spike, but he's going to be able to time walk away here in a moment's notice. Not even going to need it, actually. They popped a Chain Frost here. Does so much damage. Blows up the Earth Spirit here. And actually, TA making the rotation, just cutting down this Lich. But with the Frost Armor, it's so difficult. He has no items. And he's not going to be able to kill the Lich. That's when you know you're in dire straits. You're 1v1ing a half health Lich and can't take him down.
Yeah, and she's just gonna pick up the treads, it looks like, so...
Yeah, just
kind of trying to get something for now.
Dire's mid tower could use a little help.
That's like when you're 0-5 as support and you start stacking bracers just so you can get some HP and survivability.
Dire's
Invoker might get this tower solo if they're not careful. Yeah, I mean, it's down to 130
It's just a
health.
lion. It's just a lion, so honestly, I mean, he can turn on the line if he wants to, but maybe he might go for the deny. No, and he's actually going to die, too. One more right click. Tower and another kill here for the Invoker. Whose net worth is, I mean, he's doing very, very well for himself, but I mean, the Juggernaut is just, he's been uncontested. He'll have a battle for you here in another minute and a half.
Needs to activate. I mean, yeah, it's going to be about a 12, 13-minute battle fury.
I mean, look how aggressive he's playing right now. In between the T2 and T3s, essentially dead. Clink's are going to roll, and this is a huge kill if they can get this. 967 gold at 12 minutes in, that's huge. Little greedy, little cocky
I mean,
there.
that's what they needed. This Clinks needs to activate and just start trying to rampage through them.
Unfortunately, I mean, they're losing map control just every minute here. Another tower go down.
Yeah, but that one kill was a 1600 net worth swing. That's...
And that, I mean, the Juggernaut kind of, I guess he kind of assumed that was going to happen. He really tried to get that Omni Slash off right before the rolling boulder and it just didn't happen. And they're going to smoke and they're going to wrap around here, but Moribund have already vacated the area.
It looks like they might try and smoke into Roshan here with this. So they have vision. They have the Radiant Ward looking down on them from up on the hillside. The Void's just farming with impunity. He's behind their tier 2, just standing there, and he knows they're there. He doesn't even care.
Yeah, that's where this game's gotten, and now he's by himself, so maybe he should start to care. But I mean, that's the thing. The supports are so low level. There's no finger. Magnetize is available now. Zoning Sunstrike. I mean, Lich almost has a full mech completed already, and Ultimate's up again, so if they really want to do this, they're kind of grouped up for the Chrono if the Void's in position here. They're going to hold off here, and they're going to do Chrono. He gets it off on 2. If they can blow up the Tidehunter, yeah, this fight's over pretty much. I mean, that was their whole initiation here. Chain Frost is doing so much work. Here comes the Magnetize, doing a lot of damage. No one else has died yet. Earth Spirit getting so low.
Magnetize. I don't think it's going to be able to do enough.
No, it's kind of making them a little weary, but not really at all. It's just making them a little low. Void actually getting very low though. Ultimate pop by the Oracle, make sure he gets out safely. Throw out the heal, so only 2 go down, so honestly, I mean, when you blow up the entire initiation for a team, you'd expect it to go a little bit worse, but not bad at all. Drums picked up on the Void, Drums as well on the Invoker, so a lot of early stats. They want to push their advantage as much as possible.
It's up to a 12k net worth lead at 14 minutes.
7,500 XP advantage as well. And I mean, that's the difference between having a finger in a fight. You know, that's not that they really would have had positioning to be able to get it off, but just to keep things into perspective here. And Smacktrix trying to take these stacks here in his own jungle. They scout it out. I think the Invoker's looking to move
does
in.
have his medallion. It's gonna make his ability to pick off heroes a little bit better.
They're gonna pick off somebody else too. Not much. They have dust too, so Smacktrix is just dead. Off the map for 30 seconds, so if they want to push this tower, now would be the time. Ravage obviously not expended because the Tidehunter was blown up immediately, so. Yeah, I think they got mech. It looks like Oracle is going to work towards a pipe, so we're just looking to end this.
And if you look at the net worth for each individual hero, the Oracle's at 3,600. And that's over the Tidehunter, the TA, the Earth Spirit, and the Lion. The Lion has a net worth of 750.
Yeah, that's... yeah, when both the supports for your enemy is actually out-leveling 2 of your cores and both the supports, that's a very, very dire sign of the game. Yule's almost finished up on the Invoker already. I mean, they're just getting items upon items. Mech is actually delivered out to the Lich. Chain Frost up again. Chronosphere up again. And they
I'm just trying to think about what they can do to try and get back in this game because, okay, he's got a good little initiation, but he's going to get fortunate
Tighthunter
end.
needs to get in there. Pops the Ravage. They need follow-up though. Smacktrix has to get in there, do the damage. Doing good to get the Chrono off. Klink's unable to do any damage as he's caught in the Chrono. And they're just going to zone him out while they try to take down the rest of the team. Klink's getting a lot of damage
Ravage
off.
has
Finger
the
comes
finger.
out.
Oracle's gone.
Huge
Good.
kill on the Oracle. That's a lot of gold. Lion finally hitting level 6 and being able to get that ultimate off. Ravage getting 3 and they're actually able to turn that quite a bit. A lot of gold. A lot of gold next to be used. And obviously you had to commit 2 very big ultimates, but so worth it. I mean, you have no other alternative at this point. Meanwhile,
I mean, that's fine. You take what you can get at this point. This is one of those just try and take what they give you, capitalize on any sort of mistake they make, which I'm not entirely sure I want to call the Juggernaut being there a mistake. Oh, yeah.
what about this? Yeah.
That's the mistake.
Oh,
Yeah,
he thought he could get the Omni off, but that's a lot of gold. I mean, that's the thing. It's like I understand this game seems like it's completely out of control, but miscues like the last 3 fights.
I mean, they won the last fight because the Jug was split pushing bottom and they didn't want to go for anything. I mean, they give up the Lion, but at this point, does giving up that Lion really matter?
No, he's not gonna get. He doesn't have finger up. He's not gonna have anything else available as far as items. I mean, he just buys his Tranquil Boots now, so it's not like you're missing out on the initiation. It's really not that big of a loss. And you know where the rest of the team is, but unfortunately, Tighthunter's gonna have to vacate.
And it for sure, I mean, it guarantees that the rest of the team's going to manage to get out. It's one of those just space creating deaths, which.
Wow.
I mean, sacrificing a Lion probably gave the other team maybe 200 gold.
Look at the Void's inventory for me if you could. That's what this has come to.
He's not even bothering for the Blink Dagger, he's just going for the Necro.
Yeah, man. They're going full on push. Let's see how close Oracle is actually, too. Still just has the cloak, hasn't picked up any other pieces. It might just be a casual cloak as well. But if they're really serious about pushing this, I mean, there's not a whole lot of magic damage coming out, but just for the additional heal aura, I guess it makes sense. Klink's is going for the Deso, by the way. Medallion finished up.
It might be a Glimmer to just save one other person, too.
Yeah, I mean, the Oracle's been pretty on point with getting his ult off and the heals, but Glimmer wouldn't be bad. I mean, yeah, and Tighthunter actually pretty close to the mech, too, so knowing that he can't really survive long enough to actually get to the Blink Dagger status. Makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing is that Moribund is still a threat. You can't just go, oh yeah, look, we got a huge lead, do whatever. I mean, the Tidehunter from that last fight, now the TA's past the Oracle at net worth, so you know it's a start, and the Tidehunter's up over the Lich.
Yeah, well, and these key pickups on the cores, on the Jug, getting the kill streak from the Oracle. I mean, that's really what they need to get back in the game. The problem is they're playing around these ultimates now, and the Lion, the Finger, it's down for another minute and 14 seconds, and Ravage not up for 47, so they're gonna have to kind of be very careful, and that's why they're on the complete opposite side of the map. They're farming in groups, knowing that if anyone's caught out at any time, I mean, ASCHB's been, other than a couple of the cores straying afar, they've been as a tightly packed unit, so.
Yeah, I mean, if ASCHB gets way too clustered, though, there's 7 seconds of disable, not counting the Lion or Spike on the side of Moribund. You get the Ravage, you chain it with a kick, and then you pull it, and the pull's a 3-second silence, kicks 2.25 seconds of stun. That'll hold you there for a while, and if they can blow up the Lich and the Oracle before the fights start, and just make sure there's no Chain Frost to deal with, and the Oracle can't save anybody, they do have a shot in these fights.
Well, I know we're still waiting for the TA to still to recover. 0-4-2 start for Smacktrix. Really, really rough laning phase. But I mean, what do you go in this scenario? I mean, the Klink's is going for the Deso, so you don't want to duplicate that. But Blink Dagger is really not going to help you in fights, and you're not going to be looking to get aggressive anyway. I mean, BKB. I mean, I don't. Maybe like a farming Yasha. Like I honestly don't know what you go at this particular scenario.
Personally, I would probably pick up the Yasha, but I'm just not sure how high to value it in this situation.
I don't know what it does. I mean, it's great. Like, it helps you give move speed, a little bit of damage, and that's great and all. But I mean, it doesn't help you really survive in fights. You're not really farming. I mean, the Clinks is doing majority of the farming at this point in Tide just because he's more tanky. Tough spot to be in for sure.
I mean, you might want to just commit for the Blink Dagger and see if you can get it. What's his unreliable gold? Oh, he's got 1,000 unreliable gold.
Yeah, that's the issue. Like an Ogre Club, maybe just for the value HP. I actually, honestly, if he was able to save up the gold, I think Smacktrix might be able to go for the blink, because then at least you can blink into Roche, because you don't have map control, and that is another way to help get you into the game. Not by any means like, one step you're in, but it's definitely a step toward getting there. You get maybe XP with you just the Clinks and the TA, and Aegis obviously, plus denying it to ASCHB.
Yeah,
Fine.
I mean, when they were taking that tier 2 there, I would have liked them try and see and smoke and go for the Roshan, but with the medallion and the TA meld, but it would have been a risky play.
Oh, the Chronosphere. Tider's not. He's gonna get blown up again. No Ravage for this fight. Smacktrix blowed up. 2 of the cores down. It's just the Clinks and the supports at this time. Just kidding. Just the supports. CA has to buy back here. Clinks trying to do as much damage. Finger actually finishes off the Juggernaut, which is a huge kill. 968 gold.
Nice heals from the Invoker. I'm not sure it's going to make a difference, though.
Yes,
oh,
it will.
False promise.
Good skill. Good skill. And they're actually going to make it out. The Clink's still ready to fight, though. He's going to go on the Lich, but they have no lockdown. And the Frost Armor just doing work here. Take 2 more clicks to get him down. They're just going to smoke just to ensure their safety. Yeah, Smacktrix unable to do anything. With the buyback really just destroying him. If he dies here, they can probably just push him. It's going to be so close. The Void goes in. Oh, what a Sunstrike! Combined with the... Oh my gosh. Oracle is doing so much burst damage here. And now Moribund's on the back foot again. There's your Necro units here. Void in a lot of trouble. There's your Ravage. This fight's gone on so long, he's actually respawned. Another false promise here. Looks like the Oracle probably will be dying as the heal. And yep.
Nice little kick.
Nice kick from Curtis. I mean, they're really fighting this tooth and nail here. He got the negative urn, so he might tick out. Yes,
He's got
will.
the silence.
Oh, the mech by the Lich! This fight's gone on so long, the Earth Spirit will go down to the Lich. And now it's 2-on-1, and it's not looking good. The Lion's trying to get back into it. Juggernaut's back. This fight is still going on. And Tide will in all likelihood go down here. The Lich taking 2 kills. He's 6-0-9. Yeah. That was ridiculous. That was like a 1.5-minute long fight.
But again, that's to Moribund's advantage at this point in the game. They're behind enough that fights like that where they can kill trade and just get anything are worth it to them. I mean, you are still giving them something.
You're getting more than you're losing, basically. I mean, for the bounty for the kills is more. You need the experience, so that's huge. But again,
I think once they got the Chrono and got the 2 pickoffs on the TA and the Tide, it was time to just back out and take Roche.
It's by no means over. It looks like it's getting really dire here, and with no Ravage on deck, it's gonna be very, very hard to pop this high ground. Chrono back up again. The Void goes in. The Meatball comes out. Smacktrix taking so much damage. Refraction only can do so much. Blink's still alive. Chain Frost goes out. Curtis all out in no man's land. Get finished up by the Juggernaut here. Nice stun by the Lion. There's your Glimmer Cape saving Invoker just for a little bit here. Titan's gonna go down again. No Ravage. Wasn't up anyway, and they're just gonna clean up the rest of the team here. Lion, the lone survivor, he'll get Yulesed up. And one more right click. Boom, Oracle will take that kill, and now they can finish off the Bears. Necro's only been picked up twice on Faceless and competitive. They both were losses.
And I'm not sure if that's trolling or if that's just them getting desperate and wanting to push and make sure they didn't get anything, and they're fearing the disable coming out from Moribund.
Oh yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a lot of lockdown, but it's kind of idealistic in nature, just being able to get the kind of dream initiation in order to be able to get an advantage in a fight. And I mean, with the rest of the team still out for about 10 seconds, they know they can at least take out this T3 here. Forge Spirit's just doing so much damage here.
And the Ravage is up. They can definitely try and do something here.
Yeah, but you don't want to waste it on. Well, actually, they're gonna re-goose here, so now would be the time. They're waiting for the Clinks to TP in, and I think then it's go time. Rolling Boulder goes in. He's gonna get the silence. He's gonna get this done onto 2. There's your Ravage. Gets it onto 3. They're gonna blow up the Lich right away. Invoker. Oh, what an ultimate by the. Oh my gosh. Invoker saved again by the Oracle. He has Ghost Walk activated. Boost of Travel, so he's gonna make it out just fine. Oracle trying to TP out. Is lying around. Yeah, I think they'll take that trade. I mean, yeah, they lost to Rax, but I mean, they were going to defend it anyway. Does he really? Oh, jeez.
Yep, level 2.
Yeah.
And there's the Oracle Dagon as well.
Yeah. It's about that time, right?
And I mean, it's a little bit of a troll pickup, but
kind of.
It's something
I mean,
you can
at the
throw
same
into
time,
Chrono,
though, like, it's
but
still...
you can also just explode them because there's so many squishy heroes. I mean, you Dagon Clinks and what, like a quarter of his health for a little level 1 Dagon?
Yeah, well, not only that, but just being able to ensure that you blow up the Tidehunter right away. Making sure there is no mech, there will be no Ravage for the fight. I mean, they've been expending a lot just to make sure that happens. And the Meatball and the Sunstrike have been pretty effective at that with the Chronosphere. But now this just guarantees that whoever's in the Chrono's dead, essentially. Guardian Greaves, 2 pairs of boots for the Lich, who really has no feet, but doesn't care. Invoker, another level in the Dagon already. The only problem with grabbing this Rosh is that they're giving time for the Ravage to come back up, but I think they value the extra life more. I think we have a smoke, yep, we have a smoke on the curve, so I don't know. I mean, if they want to do it, they're going to have to get down there.
There's just no real way to contest this, I don't think. Not against an Invoker.
It's not a real fast Rosh. I mean, it's not like super quick by any means, but they're taking so long to get down.
Oh, they can get down there, I'm sure, but I'm not sure they want to do it.
Oh, I think it was just bait.
I
think it was just bait. Husky scouts out the smoke, they pop it. There's your Chrono onto 3. Chain Frost come out, just blowing up the poor supports here. Gone in a matter of seconds. The Clinks also just taking so much damage. Omni, Meatball comes out, destroys him. No Ravage online, and they're going to call GG. Only got to use the Dagon once, too. Weak. Game 1, in the books. Well. 36-9, 25-minute GG call. ASCHB take game 1. Definitely, as we mentioned, not a draft winner loss by any means. Just the laning phase, just the overall pressure exerted from ASCHB just being too much, really. The TA just never getting any semblance of lane presence. Tidehunter just being unable to stay in his own lane, and Clink's just not getting enough done in his own safe lane.
Yeah, that level 1 Rosh just snowballed them into a really early lead, and they just capitalized on it. And they just didn't make any mistakes until they were already pretty much knocking on the door of their base.
That is how it goes. That is, I mean, when the supports are having, you know, unstoppable killing streaks by like 15 minutes in, you know something is very, very wrong. So, but it is best of 3, so down but not out. Moribund will try to right the ship and come back just as strong in game 2 and try to tie this up and push it to a game 3. You have any last thoughts, my friend, before we take a little break?
Not really. Just got to be aware of that smoke in the next game. Just expect the aggression and don't overcommit. Keep your lineup together. Keep all 5 there, because in the last game they didn't have the tide at the level 1 engagement.
Very difficult indeed to come back from, but we'll take a quick break here and we'll bring you guys game 2 ASAP.